Alright guys, hello, it's Alessandra. Today I'm going to be talking about a few things. So firstly, I'm just going to say this is me sharing my own experiences. A lot of the time, these are just thoughts I'm having, and I'm trying to put them into action. And sometimes I feel like people think this is like an ego thing. No, like I'm sharing my experience. If it's helpful, that's great. If it attracts like-minded people, that's great. But ultimately, my goal here is just to be honest and open about my own experience, because I think that's super helpful to me to process things, to remember things, and to just share, because sharing is important. It's raining and thundering right now, and it's just getting intense, which is great because I actually enjoy chaos quite a bit, but it is a little bit spooky. This is right next to my house. It's beautiful, and wow, this is wild. I've been working with like water energy and fire, mostly water, because water's very fluid and fun. Fire more so like, and air too. Air is always ever present. Earth, yes, a little bit, and ether for sure, always. Primarily ether, I think, but more recently I've been integrating new things. I brought an umbrella, but I'm actually under a bridge, so I think I'll be fine. I'll just try to get through this quickly. So Lucid Living TV, I watched a few of her videos. She was really interesting, talking about really creating from the astrals. And so I thought I was having like dreams of the future, and I didn't understand what that was, but really I was creating my reality from the astral realm. And so when I would bring back my memories from the astrals and then they would be present in my present, I thought it was like a psychic thing. No, it's that I'm creating those experiences beforehand in the astral realm. So that was really interesting to understand. She also talked about like balance and like really honing that darker aspect of ourselves, because like that's half of our power. And it's so important to have that that balance within ourselves. And I think a lot of light workers get caught in the idea that like we're all love and we're all light. And I do definitely believe that. But also I believe that the darkness is within all of us through conditioning. We all have shadows that we need to address and that we should deal with, right? So we can't run from that. We have to confront that and transmute those energies, and even call upon those energies respectfully in certain situations, because we do have to hone those aspects of ourselves, because they're a part of the journey and they're a necessary part. So like certain instances you may need to bring out those aspects of yourself for protection, for boundaries, for, you know, not in a way where you're using them negatively to feed your ego, but where you're holding your own space and you're saying, this is my space, please exit gracefully. If you're not respecting my energy, or if you're draining my energy, or if you're, you know, not in resonance with what's going on here, or sowing, you know, like all the ways that people cause interference. And she was also talking about self-sacrifice. So a lot of people who identify as like star seeds, light workers, any sort of this thing like this, yes, a lot of it becomes like I'm like hunching over because this is actually like down here, but anyway, a lot of this becomes like, oh, I have to be good all the time, I have to be polite all the time, I have to be sweet all the time, can't think negatively. No, like be kind to yourself, and understand that those are just as valuable, and that we can choose to use those whenever we need to. For instance, I was somewhere recently, and a guy was threatening me and kind of like picking at me a little bit. So with those sorts of people, sometimes you have to like give it back to them, snap at them a little bit, and like mess with them a little bit too, and then they kind of back off. Or sometimes they go even harder, and then you have to play out this game. So whatever is more efficient for your energy at the moment is what you'll have to do. So there's that. Also, being reactionary, like that's another thing. Is like, yes, use these energies, but if it's not worth your energy, you don't need to react to all situations. You don't need to confront all arguments. You don't need to take the bait all the time, every time. Just pick and choose what will be more useful in your life. Also, a lot of these things that are coming in through me are downloads that I'm receiving in the moment. So like a lot of these are not fully in practice in my life, and so you're seeing me as a doe stumbling out the womb. Although I've had many dark nights of the soul and many awakenings, it's a constant struggle of the old and the new coming together and dancing beautifully to create who I am choosing to be in this moment, right? And a lot of people see that as falseness. No, it's not falseness. You're seeing me falling back and forth between different aspects of myself. And I'm gonna actually get I brought a umbrella, so I'm gonna actually start using that right now because it's getting real rainy, guys. Okay, 1 second, one moment. Look around, guys. Look at this. Is this not so beautiful? There we go, baby. Okay. So we're really, where was I? So a lot of people think this is like some egoic thing or like some fake thing that I'm doing, and it's just me sharing my experience. It really is. And if anybody has any sort of feelings about that, especially negative, I would challenge them to ask themselves where those are coming from, like within themselves, because like I said, I have respect for all people on all parts of their journey. Like there are many people above and below all of us at any moment, and that's, I understand that, and I don't feel any certain way about it. Not all of us are meant to be doing the same things in this lifetime. We all signed up for different experiences, and that's what makes this so fun, is that we all get to experience such different energies, right? This is the silliest thing. Okay, so beyond that, also people talking about fakeness and like, because I will bring forth different aspects of myself in different situations, and I feel as though a lot of people think that that's a falseness, like, oh, well, you were acting like this here and then this there. Understand that a lot of people on this journey are very sensitive to energies, and so thunder. Ooh, I love it. Ooh. Okay, so understand that we do choose to call forth different energies at different times, and so, oh my gosh, I should probably get home. I should probably get home. Look at this, guys. Yeah, so it's not fakeness. It's not, it's like you change who you are depending on who you're around, which is why a lot of us choose a lot of isolation. It's because we want to be in our own energy all the time because it's more pure. Whereas when we're around other people, you can't help but to change, and it's okay to change, and it's okay and it's good to change, to integrate, because ultimately the goal is to integrate those higher aspects into the physical form through engaging with other people and other things. But sometimes it's very difficult to do, as you all know, and so we do this as much as we can. I don't know if I should stay or if I should go, but it's not a fakeness. It's I think it's just people aren't used to these energies here, and so they don't believe that this is a real, genuine thing. And all these things depend on like what you've eaten, what you drank today, your emotional state, your sleep, who you're around. All of these things are very dependent on all of those things. And like I said, ultimately it would be best to maintain that energy within yourself at all moments, but it's very difficult to do. It's not the easiest thing to do. And this is scary, like sharing yourself with people, it's very scary. And it's intimidating for me. And, you know, people make mistakes and do silly things, of course, all the time along the way. And that's okay, yes. But understand that this is not easy. It's not easy, or else everybody would be sharing themselves. And not everybody is, because it's kind of scary. But I think I just don't care. Like, I've been trying to embarrass myself purposely just to show myself it's really not that bad to be embarrassed. It's fine. You're human. Everybody's human. We all have flaws. We all make mistakes. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly fine. So like if you're okay, let me see. So like appreciating those darker energies of people for challenging you and for showing you who you actually are, who you actually want to be, and things like that is very important. And to understand that we're all characters in this grand play, and it's so vibrant and beautiful, and like it's such a great thing. And I've been working so much with water and everything, like I said, and air, and trying to have no fear of certain things, within reason, of course. And like me and my cousin, we went to this waterfall and we got under the waterfall, and it was wild and it was strong and it was rushing. And I've been walking past this river by my house, and me and my friend Michael, we were getting in this cold river at night, and our feet were freezing and it was cold, and we're really just pushing the boundaries of what we think we can do, and getting in hot water at the hot springs. I'll go get in the hottest one, and then I'll go get in the river, and then I'll go get in the hottest one, and then I'll go get in the river. And you're just like pushing your body to different things and shocking yourself and being uncomfortable in experiences. And I think that's so beautiful. Like right now, this rain, it really is such a beautiful thing, and it's terrifying, and it has power, yes, but in a way I just trust it because it is me, and death is not something to fear because I'm beyond this human incarnation. And all the challenges and all the things you face, it's really just you learning every time. Nobody else outside of you is controlling you. Nobody else is hurting you. Yes, there are people triggering you and showing you things that you should not be doing that you are currently doing. Yes, very true. But it's never really out there. It's always in here. And it is their own trauma and their own stuff that you're having to deal with at times. But ultimately, why are you dealing with it is the question. That's the real question, right? Oh, also, I think a lot of spiritual people have this idea that, like, material things are the devil. They're awful, scary, And I think that's so silly. Like, it's important. We have to do that. I hope I'm not rambling, because I wrote down a couple points, and I actually made this video before, and, I kind of... Oh, look, it's, like, green and pink. It kind of matches. Okay, but anyway, I wrote this down before, and then I kind of rambled, and I made a video previously, and then I had to stop it. So just like really allowing those spiritual aspects of yourself to come into the material form, because that's the goal here, is working with the material. Because where are we? We're in the material realm. Yes, of course. So why be afraid? And why feel, I feel like a lot of it has to do with like unworthiness in a sense. Like, I don't need that. Self-sacrifice again, right? No, it's okay to embrace these aspects of the place you are and of what you want. Follow your bliss, follow those things, and know and understand why you're asking them. A lot of people have this attachment to non-attachment. No, you find the attachment and you move, and life comes through you in that way, and you work through all these objects, through your physical vessel. All of these things are necessary, and it's okay. You know, is it who you are? No, you're much more. You're far beyond that, of course, yes. But is it an aspect of the realm that you're working with, and will you get much more work done if you work with it? Yeah, of course. Duh. And then another thing is resonance. A lot of people think like, oh, well, you think you're better than me because of this, or you don't want to be around this or whatever. Not that I don't want to be around anything, but it's like you pick certain people in your life because they resonate with you, right? And a lot of people see that as egoism or like, but it's not. It's like you respect all of those things, but you can't carpool with people who are going in a different direction. You try and pick the people who are going in the same direction as you. That way you can get there, right? Because if you're carpooling in all different directions with all different people, you're never going to know where you're going and get there. And so that's what that is. And it's important to, you know, to be okay with that. And also, just everybody has different paths. Again, like embracing all aspects of life. Yes, you don't resonate with that. Does that mean it's wrong? Does that mean it's bad? No, it's just not your path at this moment, okay? So, you know, don't look down on it or anything. It's just not your path at this moment. Oh. Okay, one last thing. Divinity. So a lot of people, like, calling themselves kings and queens and, like, understanding their divinity, this is something that we see within ourselves. It's not egoic either. It's more like, I recognize the divinity within me, also within all things, inanimate objects, other people, nature, spirits, all things are so divine, and so we have to kind of recognize that divinity within ourselves, but also within others. It's not exclusionary. And I feel that many people think that it is exclusionary. Oh, like you think you're something and I'm not. No. We are all things, but I am choosing to recognize that aspect of myself within myself at this moment. And it is within all people at all moments. It's just some people are unaware of that aspect of themselves within themselves. Yes. So working with the elements also. The elements are so, the elements are so beautiful. And I love, like, it's so great. I need to go. But this has been great. I hope, my mouth is so dry. I hope that I've said something of substance here. And I hope that I wasn't too rushed, because I really was rushing this, and I hope it still comes out clear. Like, so follow your heart. Not all paths are the same. Understand your projections and other people's projections. Feel okay in stepping into who you want to be, and understanding that not all people are going to understand, especially those who knew who you were or who are holding on to who you were, as you are also going to hold on to who you were, because it's such a part of you. And let go of those parts of you and those people with respect and with love, because those are the people that you needed to be to get to where you are. And those people who taught you lessons, you needed them, and it's beautiful. And all the elements and every moment is actually so perfect. And I hope you will all accept me in my stumblings and my imperfections. And oh my goodness, there's a bee right here. So just be, guys. Just be. Oh wow, what a cute little baby. Alright, I better get out of here. Bye guys, signing off. Love you all so much. My little bee friend. Where'd you go? Alright, bye guys, love you. Let's get a little, where'd it go? All right, guys. See ya.